Welcome to Jazztime. Jazztime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at Jazztime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Self-Winding Chronograph 44mm in titanium with a black bezel and a gray dial. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, and then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar offshores. And then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement. Finally, try it on and give me my thoughts. So let's start with just a little history. Now, the offshore is the little brother of the Royal Oak, and it came out in the early 90s. And it was meant to be a more sporty version of the Royal Oak. The Royal Oak is their flagship, AP flagship, and that came out in 1972. And around 30 years later, or 20 years later, AP came out with the Offshore, which basically looked like a Royal Oak, but with some modifications to make it look more sporty, bigger, more chunky, thicker bezel, and usually on a strap as opposed to a bracelet, although there are bracelet versions of the Offshore as well. And so it's called the Offshore. And similarly, its competitor, Patek Philippe, also made a similar move, transitioning to the Aquanaut. So the Aquanaut is what the Offshore is to Audemars Piguet. Okay, so with that said, where does this watch stand in the lineup? This reference number 26400, the first 5 digits refer to this style of watch, was released in the around 2011 or 2010, something like that. And it had a run of approximately 10 years or so. They stopped production in somewhere around 2020, maybe a little bit further than that even, when they changed to a 43mm. So this watch has that era of approximately, let's just call it 2010 to 2020, a good 10 plus years run. Okay, and so this was the watch to have during that time. They didn't make any other, AP didn't make a better Offshore, so this was definitely the Offshore to have. And this Offshore is distinct from the 42mm Offshore in that the pushers are, as you see, more angular, not circular pushers, and the watch is 44mm as opposed to 42. They since slimmed it down, but this was the era back then, and so yeah, that's what it is. Okay, now where does it stand? Well, they made many variations of this 44mm, as you might imagine. They made it in steel, they made it in carbon, they made it in gold, and this one happens to be made in titanium. And it was produced in 2017. So almost 2/3 of the way through its life cycle, they came up with a titanium version, and it has this gray dial. Okay, so let's start talking about the watch, starting with the case itself. Now, the case is going to be 44mm, as I stated to you earlier, and that is pretty much the largest Offshore. And I think at the time, AP was thinking that big watches were in, which they were, and so they were making them humongous, 44mm. But they've since scaled that down to 43. But you know what? When you see it on my wrist, it's really not that big. It is big, but it's not that big. You could, that many people could wear it, especially if you're a bigger guy. It actually might even fit better on you because if you're a bigger guy. It's 44mm, has the same case construction more or less, but the beveled edge on the case is a little bit thinner than it is on the 43mm, and it has a satin finish top, and the titanium also makes it a bit more lightweight. So yeah, that's also pretty cool. It does have quite a bit of thickness here. I think it's around 14.5 or so millimeters thick, almost nearly 15 millimeters. It's thick, but not terribly thick. All right, let's look at the bezel here. Bezel also it's quite nice here. It's actually going to have a black bezel on it, and the bezel is going to be done in ceramic. At the time, having a ceramic bezel was a big deal because it made the watch less prone to being scratched. But nowadays, having a titanium or a ceramic bezel is kind of commonplace. But back then, the use of ceramic was quite a big deal. And so this one has the black ceramic bezel, and yeah, makes I think that it provides some contrast and really makes the watch stand out. All right, now let's look here at the dial. Now, what can we say about the dial? This is actually a slate gray dial. That means it's gray. They call it a mega tapisserie pattern, which is these little waffles here, and the sub dials are actually, they look silver, so I would call it gray on silver. AP calls it rhodium tone counters, and the hour markers in the hands are white gold. With the surrounds are of white gold, and the hour markers themselves have luminescent coating. And the inside of the inner bezel is actually in gray, so I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so what else? Let's see what else we can say about this. Oh yeah, I said that the bezel is done in black, and if you look at the pushers, they're a corresponding color, also done in black. So you have the mixture of a very gray, titanium looks more gray than a bright stainless steel. So therefore they matched it with a gray dial, and they contrasted that. Instead of a gray bezel, they did a black bezel, which gives them contrast, and they matched that on the pushers. And if you even notice some attention to detail, the pushers themselves have a sandblasted finish to it, which also is just a nod to, you know, how well AP finishes their product. Okay, so that's pretty much it, the dial. And it also has these accents of red, which I think are pretty cool. It gives the watch even more sporty look to it. It already is a sporty looking watch, but they even made it more sporty with this, you know, accent of red. So I just really like the way that this dial is set up. They didn't make this, by the way, very long, so it's a hard to get configuration, but it really is quite nice. Okay, so that's it for those parts. The strap the strap is a rubber strap. You can change the rubber strap, but back then they didn't have the quick release that they do now. So now they have a quick release. You can press two buttons. Here you have to actually use some tools, which I don't think is a big deal. You're not changing the straps that often, but you do have that. And I can also say that another difference is when it comes to the buckle, now the buckle has a more taper to it. This one is quite a large taper, or at the buckle, it's quite large. I think it might be even 24 millimeters at the buckle. It's still, you know, quite large. And it does taper more, so it might be even 22 or 24, I'm not really sure. But anyways, the taper at the buckle is not very pronounced. On the newer version, it is more pronounced. But like I said, the watch is 44 millimeters, and back then, bigger was better. They since scaled that down. But, you know, there's still a market for those who like a bigger watch. And by the way, it's going to be a lot cheaper than a newer 43 millimeter. So that could be also a reason why you want to buy this one. This watch is in the 20s as of 2026. And it's going to be, I think, probably more than 40 in the newer version. So that gives also a reason why you might just accept that the watch is a little bit bigger, but the price is much lower. Okay, let's look at the movement here. Now you might actually think that the movement is, it's, you know, it just because the watch has an older style movement, okay, it doesn't mean that it's not better. In fact, I can tell you this, having seen a lot of the 43s, the 43 millimeter movement actually has quite a bit of problems. This has the old school movement. They've been using this one for a long time. It's actually a regular movement with a chronograph module put on top of it. It's a 3126 movement, but it's not a bad movement. They had some issues, but they pretty much ironed out all those issues. And in the new movement on the 43 millimeters, those ones are actually having issues. And of course, I try to iron those out as well. But it's not a bad movement. It's still, it's a little bit small, as you see with the space right here. That's the difference between the new and the old one. And you see a gold rotor here, so it's quite nice. It's still a good looking movement. Not the best looking movement, but it's still a good looking movement. So yeah. Okay, now time to try this watch on and give my thoughts. Now, I'm a big fan of AB. I love that they are bringing the luxury sports watch to the market, and they've continued on in that same vein to make amazing variations that people love and go crazy for. This one's no exception. I love the choicing here on the titanium with gray And I like the price point too. You get into an AP for under $30,000. So I like the watch, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. If you like to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.